Hey everybody, this is Cadroll Hunter, and I am really excited because this box on my desk right here is chock full of free silver. Hi everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel Cadroll Hunter. That's right, today I've got a box full of silver. Now this box of silver, I didn't have to pay anything for it. I didn't buy it. In fact, what I did was a trade with one of my subscribers, Greg. I've done a trade with him before. I'll put a link down below to the video where we did a previous trade. I traded some Canadian coins for some of his American coins. That was a great deal. But today in this box, we've got a trade for silver. So I went into my collection and found some of my duplicates, just things that were sitting there, extras in my collection, and he did the very same. So what we've got here is some, I think mostly 90% US silver, and what I'm trading is some 80% Canadian silver, so fairly close, but things that I can't find here in my coin roll hunts are in this box, and likewise the things I'm sending Greg are things he can't find. So let's get into this box and let me show you. I'm super stoked about some of the things that I know are in here. Okay, I remember that Greg was quite the packer here, and I got most of the packing material out of the way, and I can already see that he sent some extra stuff here. It looks like he sent me some various coin tubes because he knows that I am collecting and stacking coins, and that's awesome. So I'll get those out of there, but you can see that in some of these tubes, we've got some coins. These are our trades. So there's one there. I'll set that aside. And then another one here. Okay, that looks pretty awesome. I'll set that aside. And then I think you know what these are, 2x2 flips. So we'll put those over there. We'll have a chance to look at those. I'm going to have to get these tubes out of the way because I think there might be some more stuff underneath, or at least more packing material to get out of the way. So let me do that and I'll come right back. Okay, I have got everything out of that box and this is just incredible. I think you can already see what is laid out here. We've got Barber quarters and standing Liberty quarters. We've got Merc dimes, Roosevelt dimes. There's a Barber dime. We've got some silver war nickels. We've got some Washington quarters, Barber half dollars, and well, a whole pile of goodies back there. I think maybe the best place to start might be starting right by denomination, and let's start with these nickels and go from there. Okay, we got a 1942 Silver War nickel in really great shape, and we know it's a Silver War nickel because when we flip it over, there is that P mint mark above the dome of the Monticello building. Really cool. Next up, a 1942 San Francisco and a 43. This one is Philadelphia. Again, just great shape. Here's a 43 with some toning on it. This one is a San Francisco. And a 44. This one out of Philadelphia. And of course, I don't expect I'll ever find a silver US war nickel in my Canadian nickel hunts. I suppose it's possible, but it's really unlikely that I might find something like this 1944 Denver. If I did, that would be amazing, but it's just an excellent opportunity to trade with another collector for things they've got in their collection, for things that you've got in yours. Here is another 44, this one out of San Francisco, and a really nice 1945, this one out of Philadelphia. You can see that these are in definitely better than average shape, and like myself, Greg is a coin roll hunter and a collector. I'm sure he gets his coins from lots of different ways. Some of these might have been from coin roll hunting, some of these might have been from just silver purchases or other trades perhaps. And this is just a great way for the two of us to help fill out each other's collections. And this is the 45 out of San Francisco. Now I've got one more nickel here. This is a 1971 S proof. It is not silver, but it was just a coin that Greg told me that he had. I don't have any proof nickels at all from the States, so I put that on the list. So he added that in here, so that's a great addition to my collection too. Moving on to the dimes, you can see here we've got a Barber dime, a 1911. Pretty slick, but much better than the one that, well, wasn't in my collection because I didn't ever have a Barber dime. So that's really, really awesome. And then we have another stack right here of Mercury dimes. So if I can get this to focus in, these are pretty small. Let's see. There's a 1928 San Francisco. That's a 31 Denver. A 34 Philadelphia. A 34. This one will have a mint mark. This one's out of Denver. And a 37 Philadelphia. And next up is a whole stack of Roosevelt dimes. There is a 47, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to easily see with a mint mark. I'll throw it under the scope here. We'll take a little peek and see if there is a mint mark on this guy. It doesn't appear to be, so that's a Philadelphia. Next up, we got a 49. This one looks to be Philadelphia as well. 50. Probably also Philadelphia. This one's a 51. There is a D mint mark, so that's a Denver. Another 51. This one out of San Francisco. There's an S. That's something I certainly don't have, is a San Francisco minted dime. Well, I should say I didn't have, but I do now, obviously. A 54. San Francisco. 56. This looks like it's been cleaned. That's all right by me. It's a Denver. There's a nice looking 58. Lots of detail on that guy. That's a Denver as well. 59. Denver. These are some gorgeous looking coins here. 1960. Lots of detail. That's a Denver. And then a 1962 Philadelphia. That is super, super amazing. We'll look at the quarters because there's lots to see here for sure. Okay, so we're looking at the quarters, and you can see Greg has repurposed a coin holder that I sent him in our last trade. This was for provincial quarters. But look at these Barber quarters. This is amazing. 1898, 1899. So those are both going to be Philadelphia. So no mint mark on the reverse. That 1911 and 1912, I think they're both Denvers. Oh, no, sorry. That's both San Franciscos, actually. That's really cool. 1913, 1914. And those are both Philadelphia as well. Obviously, these are circulated, but still lots of detail. I think these are in better than average condition for what you might see out there. And certainly are going to be awesome additions to my collection. Next up is a 1914. That one's out of Denver. A 1915 out of Philadelphia. A couple more 15s, so this is going to be the D and the S. So there's the D on the left and the S to the right. And we've got a couple of Washington quarters in here. We're skipping a bit because I'll come back to those, but this is a 34 and a 37. And it looks like one's a Philly and one's going to be a San Francisco. And we've also got a stack of standing Liberty quarters here. We're going to start with this 1930. This is a Philadelphia, and I apologize if there's any glare, just trying to keep the light off of it. That's really neat. Next up is a 1929. That's a San Francisco. You can see that S mint mark just to the left of Liberty's leg with the flying eagle. A 1929. I think that is also an S. Let's throw this one under the scope and just get a closer look at that mint mark. If I can get the coin where I need it to be. It's actually a Denver, so that's a D. So I'm going to have to look at these carefully, make sure I know what I'm looking at. There's a 28 no mint mark on that one, so that's going to be a Philadelphia. A 1926. And last up here, a 1925. Just amazing. And it doesn't end there. Some more Washington quarters. A 1938 San Francisco. A 1940 Denver, a 58 Denver, really nice looking 1960 Denver. There's a 60 with some toning. That's a Philadelphia. And there's some serious toning. That's a 1963. And I don't think there's a mint mark, but we'll take a quick peek. Nope, that's a Philadelphia right there. And then last, but certainly not least, look at this gorgeous BU 1955. I'll flip it over. And that is a Denver mint mark. And that is just a gorgeous, gorgeous coin. This is just an incredible trade. I just have to say I'm so excited and so grateful to Greg for agreeing to do a trade like this with tons of silver. We'll look at these half dollars. I didn't have any Barber half dollars in my collection, and Greg had a bunch to trade, which is just amazing. We'll start with the oldest. We have a 1904. Some interesting toning on Liberties' face. Not sure what that's all about. I don't know if that was just from being in a book or a collection, or just because it's, well over 100 years old. That could be it. We'll just flip it over, and we'll see that that's a San Francisco mint mark just below the below the tail feathers of the eagle. And next up, we've got a 1909. Still lots of great detail on that one. This one is New Orleans, an O mint mark. That's crazy. A 1911. I'll flip that guy. That's a Denver. And another 1911. This one should be a San Francisco, if I remember. Yep. 1914. Again, some toning in there. It looks like some of these might have been in an album. If somebody had put like tape or something on them, they might have, it looks like that's what that was. It might have been in somebody's album, a collection, where it's just sort of toned or tarnished in just an area, but that's perfectly okay. That's an S. There's another one. Here's a 1915. This is going to be a Philadelphia. And then another 15. That's the Denver. And then we got the whole set. We got the 1915 here out of San Francisco. And then we got a Walking Liberty half dollar, a 1933. Just an incredible looking coin. And that one's got an S mint mark. That's a San Francisco. And still going, a couple of Benjamin Franklin half dollars. We got a 50 and a 51. We'll flip it over and we'll just take a look and see for mint marks. The one is a Denver and the other one is a San Francisco. So that's a 51S and a 50D. Incredible. And right behind that, just for good measure, we got a couple of 40% Kennedys. There's a 65 and a 66. We'll flip those too. Okay, and well, you haven't seen these ones yet. And this is probably the best part of the trade, I think. This is what I was pretty excited about as we take a quick look here. We've got some Peace dollars and some Morgans. We'll start with the oldest, the Morgans. Look at that absolutely stunning 1881. And that's a San Francisco. And just look at the face of that coin. This isn't a mint state coin, absolutely. This is just a fantastic coin. And right beside it, a really nice looking 1921. We take a look at that one, and it's a Philadelphia, no mint mark on that. Just phenomenal. Just to be able to add a couple of Morgan silver dollars to my collection is just incredible. And then right up behind that, we've got some Peace dollars, and these are all in phenomenal shape. Look at this. Got a 1922 and a 1923. Again, apologies for the glare. So excited about these coins. Look at that. The eagle, those rays there, just looking amazing. Just incredible. I can't wait to take a closer look at these guys for sure. And then right behind them, the 1924, 1925. We'll take a peek here. And I think these might all be Philadelphia. I'm just looking for mint marks on these guys, and I don't see them. But these are just amazing coins. So huge shout out to Greg for doing such a phenomenal trade. Just all of these coins that are here. I just can't wait to go through these and get these sort of sorted out and added to my collection. And obviously Greg is expecting me to fill these all up with silver and send them back, I'm guessing, or at least to encourage me to keep stacking and collecting. So that's really phenomenal. Greg, you are a totally stand-up guy. Thank you so much for this trade. I really hope you enjoy what you get in exchange. And this is just a huge, amazing trove of silver. I'm so excited to go through this. And I'm excited to share this with you guys too, because as I said in my last trade video, you don't have to necessarily buy coins to fill holes in your collection. If you already have things that others don't have, duplicates, work out a trade. That's what Greg and I did. And it's going to work out really well for both of us, I think, to actually fill some holes in our collections that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. I really hope you've enjoyed this hunt, this silver unboxing as much as I have. If you have, please give the video a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Cadroll Hunter, please click that subscribe button so you're notified if I've got content coming out. I have new videos coming out all the time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.